Hey, everybody. This episode of Three Black Femmes is brought to you by Incense Trap and Yoga. That's at www.incensetrapandyoga.com. We still firmly believe that it costs what it costs and you don't get discounts in life. But because you deserve, if you use discount code 3BF at checkout, you will get 10% off your entire order. Again, that's code 3BF at checkout at www.incensetrapandyoga.com. It'll give you 10% off your entire order. Now enjoy the show. I mean, I have beats. Shout out to my last boo.
Shout out to that hookup.
I mean, thank you.
Amen.
You left me with heartache and some fresh beats.
Nice.
Anyway, we're Three Black Femmes.
It's the only thing I know for sure that I am. Are you healthy? Are you successful? Are you capable? I'm black and I'm femme.
And I'm a third. Yeah, there we go.
I'm a third. I'm
what I have
probably
for you.
third in place of whatever.
Yep.
I'm the third best.
We have decided.
We are competing for third
I guess
best.
mine's first. I'm Rhythm Keen.
I'm Darryl Grio.
I'm Miriam, aka Young Pedialyte.
Yes. I need all of our listeners to just be prepared. It's going to be a day. You're going to make it through it. This hour and some change. You'll be fine. We'll all be fully.
We're gonna be great.
It's amazing.
It's great. It's always
Doing
great.
Listen, fuck. You wanted somebody to be happy, go to another podcast. Are there any happy podcasts?
Not ones that aren't obnoxious.
Oh, okay. I mean, ours is obnoxious and just unhappy. So what are we serving?
I mean,
what are we serving? The
reality.
Right. We're serving the needs of the people.
There you go.
True.
There you go.
True.
Our cocktail of the day. It's not really a cocktail as much as it's
Whiskey.
poured into some coffee that was not purchased from that place.
No, not at all.
I never shop there anyway.
You know what? In so many walks of life, poverty is usually the deciding factor. And I'm not impoverished at the moment, at the moment anymore. But in terms of paying for coffee, I'm not paying $4 or $5 for coffee.
Yeah.
I don't have the money for that. I spend my money on stupid things.
And who needs to do that? Well, I get free coffee at work, so that's lit. And then I don't typically drink coffee anywhere else.
I just stay asleep for all that. Fuck it. Paying no damn $4.
I am officially lit. I feel like it's more whiskey than coffee in here.
Oh, I'm certain that's what's happening in my cup at this point.
My cocktail of the day is smart water because I need electrolytes because your girl might have celiac. Check in a couple weeks.
Oh my.
Just see.
Fun times.
See how my colon's doing.
Shout out to all those colons out there.
Yeah.
Colon health is real. Blood health is real. End of story.
The end.
Thanks, Darryl. You're so inspiring.
Thanks for tuning
You're
in,
welcome.
everybody.
You're welcome.
That was Three Black Femmes.
I tried to be the standard bearer for good butt health.
I mean, that's important.
And weirdly enough, growing up, I'm sure every family has a thing like this, but my grandmama was really, really concerned about bowel movement health. I don't know why. But that was her.
Same.
Yeah, it was very much her hey, baby, how you doing? When's the last time you had a BM?
Same.
And I'm
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, and one the same breath. And then my mom was very, very hyper conscious about bowel movement health. And so every night growing up, we would either eat prunes for a snack or drink Castoria. And so I love the taste of Castoria now.
Oh.
And for those of you
You
who
were
are
raised in the 50s.
I'm making a cringy face, but I don't know what Castoria is, but it sounds cringy. So here we are.
it's a very tasty laxative.
Oh.
And I think it's tasty because I've had it every day for years growing up because my mom was very hyper conscious about us being on a set schedule. And so every night after dinner, we would all line up outside of the bathroom and she would give us a spoonful of Castoria. And then we would all just live our lives.
I'm so upset right now.
Why? I just thought everyone had.
No.
Okay.
I mean, my family would definitely Doshu, but it was if you were having problems.
Yeah.
It wasn't preventive.
No.
My grandma would give unsolicited poop tips.
Don't strain.
It would be I'd be off to school and she'd be you could stick a piece of soap up your butthole if anything, just so you know.
Whoa,
Wait, what?
That's
You
so
can.
Baltimore.
You can though. You can put a piece of Octagon soap. I don't even think they make it anymore.
So not
it's
the
like
shape, it's a brand?
It's a brand. Octagon soap was originally like laundry soap. And my grandmother only let us use Octagon in the house because no, it's a square, but it's just called Octagon. But we could only use Octagon in the house because it was the only one that killed bacteria, which is not true. But my grandmother is.
So did you have a butt Octagon and a body Octagon?
Can we go back to the intended purpose of the one?
Right. Okay. Right. So,
what's the goal?
Like, I never actually did it, but apparently, if you stick a little bit of soap right in that booty hole, then the poop slides right out.
Does the soap slide out also?
I haven't tried yet, but by next week I'm sure I'll need to. So I'll let you know.
I'm really trying to hold it together.
I think I'm officially all apart now. So
says my sphincter.
Oh,
I think so.
Great segue into Black Joy of the episode.
Food poisoning so often.
So I'll get started since everyone else is in more shambles.
Ooh.
Let me stop because I can't breathe, so that's a shamble.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's like a mix between like asthma, springtime, smoking, and sucking dick. It's like that's a perfect storm of my.
Sounds like it.
I love Taurus season.
That really was like the Taurus season kind of combination
Christmas.
of shit. So my Black Joy, my niece, my oldest niece, just went to Comic-Con. Or rather, she's a nerd. She's a young Black nerd, and I feel like she's maybe 11. And she is living her whole best goddamn life.
Yes.
And my oldest sister is living her whole best goddamn life as a beautiful mother. And she dressed her up, got her as Yuri, I think. And this is sad because my knowledge of like anime is so punctuated, but whoever she is, she's gorgeous and she's amazing. Aww. And apparently everyone stopped her and tried to take pictures, and she's living her best fucking life in these pictures. Aww. And they're like seriously young Black nerds, young Black alternative kids, young Black kids who talk like they white, like all that. They all are the hope for me that the world is going to get better.
Yes.
I'm for it. That's me.
Little babies doing shit.
Miriam, I just want to tell you, you are the best podcast music producer.
Yes.
Wow.
There ever was.
Oh my God.
That was an incredible song. Thank you.
I guess maybe we should contextualize this, guys. Mark, the producer, brought out the vape pen.
There you go.
Because I wasn't able to drink because my insides are falling out of me. So this is me off a couple puffs of that vape.
Shit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right?
So my Black Joy of the episode is Kid Cudi on stage dancing to Electric Feel at Coachella. He looks so happy.
So free.
So free. Got his red solo cup, and then he like sparks up on stage, and he's just like, life is great. This is amazing.
And Electric Feel is that ditty.
Oh, it's that work.
There is, every so often, a song will come across like the airwaves where I know that it was designed specifically for Black people's souls.
Yes.
And I don't care what you think, but Toxic by Britney Spears was one of them. Like, I feel like that was a landmark, like a watershed moment for Black folks everywhere to know that, like, we could too fuck with Britney Spears, because Toxic is that work. If you turn on Toxic around any Black people.
Toxic is I just want to say, fan or no fan, because I never was particularly a fan, but Britney got hits.
Britney has.
Like, you can't discount my girl.
I didn't realize how much.
Hits.
I didn't realize. Yeah. Like, I was like, I don't fuck with Britney. But then when someone covered all of her hits, and I was like, oh, I've been fucking with Britney.
Look.
Listen, she's so lucky. She's a star.
I'm not doing this with you.
But she cries.
Cries
in her lonely heart. Okay? Listen, if you seek Amy,
I'm not doing this with you.
Where is she? Can we just talk about how those two songs alone span so many years? You can't discount my girl.
You can't.
My good Southern girl.
And you know, she's found new love, and I'm happy for her.
Did you see the video? Her fiance or husband or boyfriend was dancing a brown skin by India Ari.
Yes, I
was like, what context? Why?
You don't need any more information.
Brittany, I love you, but why was she
just and did not even attempt to contextualize it.
Did you hear her singing Respect? This is after
I saw that it happened. I didn't listen to it.
There you go.
I didn't press play.
It's Britney Spears singing Respect. Like, let's be 100% clear.
That's why I didn't click
it's
it.
Britney Spears and all of the Britney Spears kind of production value that comes with it.
Yes.
Britney Spears is Britney Spears like fumbling through Respect. But I'm gonna be 100%, and I don't care if y'all don't like me or not. So Taylor Swift's September. Well, Taylor Swift did to September. Wait, was it September?
It was September.
So what Taylor Swift
I also
did to
didn't
September,
press play.
What the fuck you about to say?
Listen. Oh, no. I think what she did was a hate crime. Let's
Okay,
just
yeah,
be 100%.
okay,
I think
go.
what she did was a hate crime.
Yeah.
I have listened to it more than one time personally to myself because there is something I think that there is something of value that she did.
Wow.
I will say that. Will I bump that shit? No. Will I openly admit that shit outside of the people who can hear this publicly? No.
Right, outside of like all of our listeners.
But I don't like what she did, but I like the idea of bringing newer life and newer wisdom and newer like kind of energy into these like very like they're us songs, they're us music. I don't think that she has the right to do it, but I really do want to hear some like are that same music like played with in ways that people didn't think that they could work. And I wouldn't be opposed to like the popification of some of the.
Oh, he said
that we
popification. What you say? I bet y'all won't fight.
I know we are actually.
Did y'all do that when y'all were little?
Yes.
I need to know from 3 different cities
And
if
you're
this
an
happened.
instigator. You're an instigator.
So I was never that
The
kid.
way your neck just snapped. The way your neck just snapped.
I was always one of the kids who was fighting. And
Oh.
there was always another kid who was rooting against me, who was saying, I bet you won't fight. 'Cause
Okay.
they wanted me to fight.
So this is what I'm going to bet. And feel free to tell me if I'm wrong. So Miriam was the kid who was fighting.
Yes.
Darryl was the kid that instigated the fight in the first place.
Yep.
Like, I bet y'all won't fight.
Yep.
I was the kid that was running away. I was like,
fuck was that?
oh no, blood. And I'm like taking off in the
Because here's
opposite
my
direction.
thing. I was never going to even fight. I was just going to get loud and then walk away. And then somebody said, I bet you won't fight.
Did
and
you bet
then
me? I got to.
my Aries son was like, well, now I have to fight.
Yeah, it's-
Now everyone's getting fucking fought in.
Everyone's getting
All because of Darryl. It was all Darryl's
dash
fault.
Aries. That's pretty much. I'm updating my Facebook status as we speak.
Oh,
now
man,
everyone's
that's
getting fought.
Darryl's Facebook.
Now everyone's
And
getting
I didn't
fought.
even have to fucking
Aries.
bottom for it. I'm so
Yeah.
happy.
Praise God. I've been getting hit up by because it is Philly Black Gay Pride weekend and because it is Lord
relays?
Jesus, the pin relays, which honestly is indistinguishable from Philly Black Gay Pride weekend.
Amen.
And then track players
Which
got
is
cakes.
brilliant.
No. Give it. See, this is why Black gays need to be at the forefront of everything.
Yes.
Like if you really
'Cause
want
that's
for
planning.
freedom, if you really want for freedom, you have to throw alternate bashes every time straight people get live. So
Yes.
that
Yep.
way they have a cover.
Yes.
It's like, why are you going to Atlanta? No, it's not because of Dick.
No.
I'm going to Atlanta because of, I don't know.
You
What
know,
they do in Atlanta?
it's the
It's the
History.
the
Black
beach run.
engineers.
There we go. Black engineers.
Yeah,
And
Zora Neale Hurston.
consortium.
there we go. And it
Yeah.
just happens to be the same weekend
Right.
where
Right.
all the niggas is coming out.
Right.
I mean, if there happens to be dick there, like I'm not a homophobe. I'm not gonna like bash it.
No.
You know,
And you know what?
if it approaches
if you've
me,
never
I'm
tried
gonna
it one
like,
time, you don't like it. You
Yeah,
know.
if I happen to put it in my mouth, it's just allyship.
And if I
That's
fall
all.
on it and struggle until one of us ejaculates, then that's just the way God
it's
intended.
just- yeah, it's diversity. It's
global citizenship.
It's equality.
Global citizenship.
Yes.
We have global. I was prepared to update my Facebook. Now there are many things going on right now. Global citizenship.
Sorry.
Oh.
Whose Black Joy is left?
Oh.
Mine.
Global citizenship.
So I have one of two Black Joys, but I really, honest to God, we've been slacking on y'all. So I don't think that we've done a 3 Black Femmes since Cupsy.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. Yeah.
I don't think I've gotten to do a Black Joy around Cupsy. So my Black Joy of the episode goes out to Krystal Valentine. She is a poet based out of New York. And she was on Cupsy, right. Okay, so context. Cupsy is the college union's Poetry Slam Invitational, and I coach Temple University's Cupsy team. And it's like an international poetry slam for college kids. And it's a big heckin' fun. But anyway, so
heckin' fun.
a big old, that was so millennial of me. God, I hate myself.
That was
sometimes.
something, right?
It was something.
I'm just the old person that doesn't know what's going on right now. I'm fine with it.
But yeah, my Black Joy of the episode goes out to Krystal Valentine, who is a poet based out of New York, and she coaches the NYU team. So NYU and Temple are friends. NYU and Philly have had like a strange and complicated poetry history with each other. Not NYU, New York and Philly have had like a strange, complicated poetry history with each other. But I like that NYU and Temple are friends at Cupsy. And like also outside of Cupsy, like I fuck with them, like them's my peoples. But yeah, so for the first time ever, they put us in a bout, which is like a game for those of you, like if they're like a playoffs and there are games and games to get to the Super Bowl, which would be finals, like bouts would be like the games before that, qualifiers, whatever. They put us in a bout together, and that's the first time that's ever happened. I knew it was gonna fucking happen, but whatever, we're not gonna talk about it. Random selection, my ass. But they put us in a bout together, and I'm shook because I'm like, them niggas is those niggas, and yeah. But there was a judge there were two judges. Now both Temple and NYU have trans people on our teams. And we're both sending up poems like about that and like honoring their voices and their stories. And I sent up one of my babies on the stage, and, you know, he did a poem about being a trans man. And there were two judges who looked at each other during scoring, because I never look at the judges during scores, because why would I do that? That's not why I'm, you know. But I happened to like turn around and they were laughing, and they like looked at each other and laughed, and then both put up really low scores for him. And like a low score is whatever, like we get it, slam the punches, but the fact that they laughed at him, I was fucking pissed. Right. You're not gonna laugh at my kid.
No.
And like also now the way that you're judging this is like skewed, because I know that you're like trivializing my kid's story. So, and I knew that NYU had a trans person on their team as well. So I texted Krystal, who is the coach of NYU's team, and I was like, this is what's going on. And like, she, without any hesitation, was like, let's stop the bout and let's get the judges switched out. Anytime that a coach can text a coach that you're competing against in a bout and say, hey, this happened to us just now and it was unfair because of transphobia, and that coach is on your side and says like, let's stop this bout, like, that's love, and we'll ride with you. That's fucking love. That is fucking love. So like, and also like, her and I raised hell together last year, because the Cupsy was on some other shit last year as well. And like, I just wanted to shout out her. She probably won't hear this, but like, it is what it is. But I wanted to shout out her and just like every other Black femme who was in the space, just for like putting each other's safety and like the safety of like trans folk and queer folk above any competition and everything else. And yeah, femme saved Cupsy. That's a word. So that's my Black Joy of the episode.
Putting the safety of trans bodies before anything else. I'm sorry, that's a word.
Yeah.
And
that's a fucking word.
We were at Temple this year, so that those judges were Temple people, Temple students. If I see your young ass, I will fucking fight you. Let me catch you in the sack, you young ass bitch. I will fight you in the Chick-fil-A line. Yes. One of you had big ass Corbin blue hair. If I see you again, I swear to God, it's on. I will drag you.
Yes.
I'm good for a box. I'm good for a box.
I'm trying to tell you, it's still the Set Niggas on Fire tour. 2K.
It is. Yes. Especially if you anything like you ain't gonna bash trans bodies in front of me in my space in my air. That's not what's happening. That's not what's happening.
We still setting niggas on fire. Like what's up? What's up?
Not in Darryl's America.
Not on my watch.
Seriously.
Not in Darryl's America. Yes.
But seriously, no, that's not what's happening right here. Too much love, too much respect for trans bodies, and particularly trans bodies of colors.
Especially when they
colors.
like, and
yes,
like,
colors.
Yeah,
yes,
they're valuable outside of like, I'm talking about like trans people in general, like obviously have innate value outside of like the work that they've done. But when you talk about like Black trans people and like, Black trans women, and like how much they fought for us, you're not gonna do it. Like I will fucking fight you, dog. Like how much they've worked for us and fought for us as like Black cis people.
There you go.
And you gonna sit up there and chuck her out the side of your useless mouth?
There you go. There you go. Value outside of their work potential.
Your mother should have took it on her face.
If we all just base it on just the work potential, the work that you've done.
You lucky I let you be here.
And then the freedoms, like just all the freedoms that are tied to, and particularly for LGBT folks, is like, if it wasn't for trans bodies, and if it's still not for trans bodies, we would not have any of the freedoms and the rights and the expressions that we have today. So when we talk about Black Pride or any kind of pride period, we're talking about trans bodies, and we need to be very clear that that's what we're doing. And we also need to be very clear and intentional about our protection of those bodies, because people are still getting beat and still getting murdered and still getting harassed just for the sake of living their best lives in this fucking world that no one knows how to live their best lives in.
People are being killed. Like, that's my whole thing. Like, we don't have the time for niceties, and we don't have the time to agree to disagree, because people are dying, Karen.
And that's real.
People are being fucking killed. We don't have the time to agree to disagree.
And what you never going to do, though, and this is what I mean, you never going to laugh in the face of no artist who's getting up actually performing their art. Like, that shit is hard. Like, as much as it's like life-giving and like necessary, that shit is hard.
Oh, also, not for nothing, to add to the Black joy of the episode, that same poem that got laughed at in that bout, when all of the coaches voted at the end of the competition, we do like separate awards, separate from like who won. Also, shout out to NYU who won Cup C this year, gang gang. But when everyone voted, that poem got voted for best love poem, because it was a self-love piece to OC creating himself. And shout out to OC.
I don't know you, but shout out to OC.
Yeah, that's my son. That's my little nigga.
Hey,
yeah, he a little Creole femme baddie.
Ooh,
yay! Just calm down.
He's like 18.
He's a child.
Okay,
relax.
People need mentors. I can be a role model.
And that was through Black Femmes. Okay. So next week we'll be having 2 Black Femmes.
It was fun while it lasted.
It's fun while it lasts.
Well, listen, since this is my last episode.
I mean, here we are. Can I make a shout out before we move into our topic?
Let's.
So Philadelphia Community Bail Fund, www.phillybailout.com, is trying to raise $75,000 to bail out moms in time for Mother's Day. Black moms specifically. So I wanted to shout them out. I would like to encourage people to make a donation. I'm not in any way affiliated with the group, but I think we should bail mamas out. I think last year was the first year that they did it, and they were able to raise whatever the goal was that they set and like bring moms home for Mother's Day. So they have a year-round bail fund that's just like to bring people home generally. But their campaign right now is focused on Mother's Day, because that's up next.
I'm about to donate right now. Your bitch got paid. Okay?
Yes. What does get paid mean? I don't understand.
It's when he leaves it on the dresser.
Yes.
My job left it on the dresser. Oh God.
I'll be quiet because I stay broke. I stay chronically broke. I gotta stop spending my money on weed and niggas.
I was about to say, I don't spend my money on either of those, and somehow yet I still don't have any money.
Right. Like, I wish I had niggas to spend my... No, I don't.
Spend it on.
Spending money on niggas is a waste of money and a wasted nigga.
Look.
Okay? Like, the prophet... Oh, not even the prophet, because, like, her and I have some issues because she is homophobic and transphobic in a lot of ways. But Cardi B said, if he can't make you richer, he can't make you come. And I stand by that.
Can I say something really interesting? And I think this is like the beauty of the poetess herself. I always heard that lyric, if he can't make you rich or he can't make you come. And it works both ways.
It does work both ways.
Because whatever the following line is, or the line before.
It's the line before, it's the following line is the chorus. Oh, here's a word to my ladies. Don't you give these niggas none. If he can't make you rich or he can't make you come.
That's art.
Oh, wow.
That's art.
I was watching a poet's Snap story today, and they were saying, like, I'm not to be understood, I'm to be interpreted. And I was like, what? Exactly. But then they were like, that's because if you understand me, then I'm not... Then, like, I'm only spreading one message. I'm supposed to be spreading multiple, so you're supposed to interpret it. And I'm like,
I can fuck with
Cardi's not to be understood. She's to be interpreted.
Mm.
Shout out to Mike White. He's one of the babies.
Okay, so speaking of which, our topic for the day is... What do we got? Like life check-in and spring cleaning.
Oh, yeah, spring cleaning. So let's do, for spring cleaning, let's do, like, 3 things that you're cleaning out.
Ooh.
What are we sweeping? What's going out the window?
That hurt my chest. That made me feel like obligated to like commit.
This is me holding someone else accountable because I can't do it for myself.
Okay, I can tell you what I'm getting rid of. 3 things. I can only think of one.
We can go around and do like 1, 1, 1.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm sorry. I like this game.
You would. Okay, so I'll start with something light. I am literally.
Oh, that was good, actually. Oh, Jesus.
You're welcome. So I am literally getting rid of stuff. Like, I'm literally like going through like clothes that I'm not gonna wear. I like have a tendency. I mean, so like I have a tendency to like hold on to clothes that like I know I'm not gonna wear this again, but it's nice.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm still like my 69-year-old mother, and I'll be like, well, this is like a classic piece. So it's like, okay, girl, but you haven't worn it in like 5 years. So I'm trying to like physically, literally get rid of stuff right now.
That's real.
Yeah. Your turn, Darryl.
Oh, it's my turn. Spring cleaning. Relationships without boundaries.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like,
Come clean my apartment too. Come clean my shit too. Okay.
I think out of necessity of just having to take better care of myself and like reserving more of my energy and good works and miracles for myself, I've had to learn how to get very intentional about setting boundaries and very intentional about, in every situation, what do I need? And if those needs cannot get met, then the result has to be I set the boundary and it's like, nah, we can't do this.
Yes.
But I've been learning to be so intentional about the boundaries that I set. And as a result, so many of my relationships, I was telling Rhythm this earlier, so many of my relationships with, thank you. So many of my relationships with guys, romantically and sexually, have been negatively affected as a result of me demanding more for myself. And I'm not even talking about some like I wake up on Tuesday and I'm a brand new nigga. I'm talking about some I wake up, please don't yell at me, excuse me. Or if I say that I need time because I'm exhausted, like take that as me saying I need time because I'm exhausted, and it doesn't matter what I might do with those extra hours because that's my time.
Right.
But it's me saying, hey, I can't do this, and I thought that I could be able to do this. Can I have some time? But when I tell you, like, this is what the end of April. Yeah. So yeah. Since the beginning of the year, 4 guys that I was seeing romantically, casually, or ever, I broke all those off. Just had a reckoning with this other guy that I was feeling. So that's what, 5. An ex-boyfriend came back, tried to say some nonsense. That's 6. This dude I was messing with, that's 7. So yeah, I'm like 7 and 0.
Cleaning,
Yeah.
yes.
Cleaning them out.
You have to, but it's so telling that when you begin to set boundaries and demand more for yourself, the relationships that tend to be affected are the ones that required you to be a lesser version of your fucking self.
Absolutely.
And that says so much.
Absolutely.
If only one could have so many niggas
Right?
to
I
get rid of
aspire.
niggas.
No, that's no. You can get some niggas. I can get you some niggas now.
Fair point.
Will they be adding to your life?
Fair point.
No. And if by niggas, do you
I'm
mean
not bald headed from
dykes?
happenstance.
I'm not bald-headed from happenstance.
I'm not.
Jesus.
Go ahead now.
Oh my God.
Your turn, since you insisted on us doing 3.
You're right. I just wanted to keep with the 3. Okay, whatever. So 3 things that I'm cleaning out. 1, the only one I've thought of so far, is lack of accountability instead of instead of just like validation. I feel like so often I'll do this thing and I'm not the only one. Like I'll do this thing where I'll just be like, oh my God, I have all this work to do. And then I won't do it because I'm like, oh, but look at that work that I did yesterday. That was a lot of work. But like that doesn't change the amount of work I have to do. Right. And then won't do any of the work, feel super bad about it. And then I will just be like, oh, I'm awful. I didn't do the work. And inevitably someone without all the context would be like, what? You're great. Look at that work you did. And I'm like, you're right. But I'm fucking myself over here. So like what I need to stop doing is using things that I've done and work that I've done to validate, like me not doing work this time. I think I need to remind myself the shit that I tell my students and like keep it congruent. I need to remind myself like it's about consistency. I need to not spike and then do nothing and then spike and do nothing. And that way it's like it's sporadic and I don't have a lot of progress. I would rather do a little bit every time. So I'm cleaning out that pattern, AKA the teacher schedule, AKA the Sunday scaries, where Friday, like you make yourself a schedule, like, okay, Friday I'm calling parents, Saturday I'm grading, Sunday I'm planning. Instead, you're on Friday, you're like, I need a fucking drink. Oh my God, did you see what just happened to me? What? No, my God. And then on Sunday at 6:59 p.m., you're like, oh, what are we learning tomorrow?
How to be a fucking adult.
Amen.
That's something though, because I hear you and I support you. And it also frustrates me that teachers are treated the way that they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's no excuse for me to treat myself the way I treat myself, which is, fucking myself over until Sunday at 6:59 p.m.
100% get that. And I 100% am pissed that you can't have a weekend.
And I probably could if no, that part is not my fault because it's my first year and I wasn't given a curriculum, but I'm not going to go any further.
Oh, that's real. So you're really like,
I'm not going to go any further.
So you really are just like building the car as you're moving.
This is also the first time the school that I work at has ever had this class. They hired me specifically to create a class.
Oh, okay. Well, then zoom out a bit. That's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, but like I need
But
to
zoom
take
in.
just that.
But zoom in.
And not right, because I'll take that and I'll be like, I'll run with it.
You know what? It is right. It is dope. I can just chill. But no.
Exactly. No, like that's dope. And my friend taught me that I should stop saying but instead of statements and then saying and, because both things are true.
Yes. Yeah, they are.
Let's not cancel one or the other. Just start saying and.
Yes.
I do that too. It's so cool.
It's dope that I've done this and I need to do this now.
Yes.
Well, and because love means accountability.
Yes.
You said it. Like love means accountability. It means holding you to your standards, holding you to the standards you know you have.
Amen.
Yeah. I just had that conversation actually, writ large, not necessarily in the individual, but how love and accountability have to come hand in hand. And so often, speaking as a Black man, so often I find, and it's such a hard conversation to have, because I absolutely do believe we live in a world that targets Black bodies for erasure. I think being a man just means that it's a particular conversation of that erasure. It doesn't make it any better, any more exacting. Because I think that this world also has a particular fascination with erasing Black women bodies and Black femme bodies. All that being said, the way that we tend to respond to that is to like have this tyranny of low expectations for Black men. And where sometimes all it takes is for you to get up and just like breathe, and people are like, oh, king, you did it.
Yeah.
Or like just like do the very bare minimum. And so I think so much of our cultural conversation is so primed on this idea that there are just not enough good Black men going around, that when you have a Black guy, you have to give him like praise and usher and like, we got to do all that stuff because otherwise he's going to run away. And I was like, or you can actually say like, no, love is accountability. Like, it's not enough that you get up and like breathe. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm congratulating you for that because this country doesn't like those things.
Right.
And just like Black women have to do more.
Ooh, right.
It's 2018. You don't got the luxury of not doing more. You don't got the luxury of low expectations. Like, low standards is not love. Someone who loves you without accountability don't love you. They are happy with you being who you are. Because accountability breeds growth.
Okay, I'm bleeding. Fine. It's like, we don't have to keep going. I'm wounded.
Wow. Oh my God. Wow.
So how about that? That's my second. So going around again. My second is that. Like my second is love with accountability, both individually, personally, and like socially. Like, love means accountability. It means that we have to hold the people that we love the most to the most account, because they are closest to us to hurt us the best if they do. That's why we have to have the accountability there.
Love should grow you.
Nigga. Not just should. Love forces growth. If you ain't growing, if it's 2018 and you still on the 15 moves, you ain't growing.
Yes.
You ain't.
Yikes. Okay.
But it's real. It's real. It's real. And like, you have to be committed to that being real. And for me to be a Taurus talking about change in such ways that are not catastrophic, that says some shit.
I just want to point out, I don't know if either of you noticed, when I got here earlier today, I had edges.
Oh.
They were full.
I saw. They were nice.
Luscious.
Look, I take good care of my edges.
I think I still see one walking out.
Oh, it's leaving.
You could probably catch it. My edges are ordering their Uber.
Sis.
Asking for your car because your edges are trash.
Look.
Can you Uber me home?
Can you Uber me? Oh, God. Now I know what my fucking spring cleaning number 2 is going to be. Thanks, Darryl.
Hey. I prefer Darryl.
Darryl. Do you know that my whole life nobody actually called me by the way my name is pronounced until I got to Philly?
Black people,
which is wild because it's hella Miriams here. Because Philly is Muslim as shit.
Yes.
Shout out to y'all.
Yes.
But like,
as we call them, black ninjas. But go ahead.
Oh,
let me stop.
Darryl.
I grew up in North Philly. I'm sorry,
Darryl.
I want to offer myself.
This was 3 Black Femmes.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, niggas used to just call me like either Miriam or niggas just gave it all together because I kept like correcting them.
Yeah.
Like there are 2 I's in it. Miriam. They were like Merm.
Yeah.
Merm. So like I went by Merm for a solid like 12 years, I think. Like,
and then you got to Philly and heard your name.
Yeah, but like from the white people here at Temple, they were like, "Oh, your name's Miriam." Oh, I have an aunt named Miriam Goldberg. I get it. Sorry.
So thanks for all the time you spent with us.
Was that problematic?
That was 2 Black Femmes. Now it's just a single Black femme in a room.
Now it's Rhythm and Her Regret.
It's actually the name of my first memoir. Yep, that's the name of my first memoir.
the rhythm story.
Okay, I just decided in that moment a thing that I'm going to get rid of because I got dragged by one of my exes the other day. So I have this really healthy habit of whenever I have a breakup, which is often, shout out to me, I like to revisit the trauma of all my past relationships.
Oh,
I love that game.
Oh my god!
I love that game.
I reach out to these people.
Oh no!
What the
That's
fuck?
not just revisiting. That's not revisiting. That's retraveling.
The rest of us like reflect or go on their Twitter or something.
No, I text them, and so I just explained it to like a newer ex, a newer recruit.
I say the same language, newer recruit.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So as we were going through this process, he is the first person who's actually asked me questions about it. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? What's going on? Everybody else just sort of takes my abuse as I'm texting them. And so I was like, look, this is just what I do every time a new relationship ends. And so like, you either deal with it or you don't. Like you participate or you don't. I don't think any of them realize that that's the pattern though. But some of them, I mean, are with it. Like every time it happens, they just like, oh, it's time for me to be dragged because Rhythm just got dumped again.
Yikes!
And they just sit through it. So shout out to them.
They're just like, great. Here's our quarterly check-in.
Yep.
This is how you're still trash. This is how you affected me in your trash.
And remember
ways.
when? And I was willing to give you another chance. That is probably like the area in my life in which I'm most trash.
Let's spring clean.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a commitment.
That's also very Virgo of you, but you know what?
It is. I was thinking the same shit. That is so Virgo. That is so
I'm
Virgo.
deflecting from my responsibility, so I'm going to give you paragraphs on paragraphs of which you did wrong from my perspective.
It's so great.
And here's airtight logic so that you won't be able to argue with it.
So
and it gives you the feeling that it is objective, and you cannot.
Yes.
You cannot come back.
Because these are the
You're
facts.
objectively trash.
This is how it happens.
Quit. Oh my god.
That's also why I love Virgos, because it's like it's the fire sign. It's the I'm sorry. It's the earth sign. I'm sorry. Hey, it's the earth sign. It's the earth sign kind of like communication thing. Like I get it.
I do it every single time. So, but I do it. I've done it enough that I know like which exes are gonna give me what I need out of that interaction, and so I only go to the ones that are like.
Because why waste your time?
Why waste my time with the ones who don't understand how this works?
Validate my shit.
Like I didn't come here to be challenged. I came here to like sound like I have it all together, and then you're just gonna say yes. Oh my god, abolish Virgos.
Sorry,
abolish Virgos.
We're here forever. Sorry. So I'm gonna stop doing that.
I have a hernia now. Jesus.
Sorry.
You just took me somewhere.
I am like all this whiskey's coming out of my pores.
So I need like though, if I'm gonna stop doing it. Which I'm going to try. I need something healthy to replace it with because this is such a healthy coping
Here's my whole thing, right? Like sometimes there are no alternatives. Sometimes we just need to strike these things from our life.
No.
Okay. You know what? I tried.
I need to do a thing. Like there needs to be a process.
Maybe self-reflection.
And
who wants to do that?
Well, listen. Okay, a good Judy of mine, aka some dick, told me to go, okay, because I was telling her how I would find myself on an ex's Twitter ever so periodically.
Very long periodically time.
A very long periodically time. I would find myself on like an ex from, and this is an ex from 5, 6, 7 years ago on their Twitter, just every now and again, just like, I wonder what's going on with this person. And she was like, you need to self-reflect. And I sort of thought, like, when's the last time I've been alone? Like, and I this is like a running theme for me. It was like, okay, I'm always around people. I'm around kids. I'm around my friends. Like, I'm always checking in with somebody. And she was like, go into the woods and just sit and try to figure out what it is you want, which sounds super neurotypical, but I know it's not just coming from her vantage point. But like, I think I'm genuinely going to do that. Just like sit and think with myself, because like I can't
listen,
like I can't get outside opinions. Really,
I know that it defeats the purpose of doing it on your own, but I love camping. That's one of my favorite activities to do, and I'm in store for some self-reflection. So if you want to, we can.
The next time I make a batch of that THC infused simple syrup and some lemonade,
let's make this happen.
Me and you.
What do you mean next time? It's
on a trail.
49. We can do this at.
I have
50.
to. I have to work, Daryl. I have to.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Got it.
We just talked
it's
about.
Sunday.
We just talked about this.
It's Sunday. Teacher schedule. Come on, Daryl. Please.
No. I support that. I'll support that.
So here's the thing that y'all might use while you're there. I don't know if you've done it or not.
What do you mean while we're there?
I don't know why y'all
use
think
the round pronoun.
THC.
Wait, is that a pronoun?
There is not a pronoun.
Oh
no, they're in possession. Oh God, there are 3 of them. I hate English.
Teacher. Okay, let's go back now.
So I don't know why you thought THC and Rhythm in the Woods was going together.
That's the best place to have a meltdown.
Oh, absolutely not.
I know.
Barely held it together in the living room earlier. I was just like, hold it together. You're fine.
Well, hold your hand.
And what if I told you that the response should be, don't hold it together, let it go?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I know. What if I told you that that's the response?
Look, Daryl's a Taurus. He's gonna let you wild out.
He's like, please have a panic attack right now.
No, what I'm saying, like, no, have a
Daryl's
panic,
like,
but
party.
the panic attack is in part caused by your desire to hold on tighter to what is not trying to be held on to.
Your desire to hold on tighter, nigga. When I fling myself into traffic,
you won't though.
You won't have as much to say.
You won't though. I'll say, no, nigga, you okay? Your leg over there, but you okay?
Come on, bitch, walk it off. You good?
Drink some more of this lemonade, nigga.
You a strong black woman. Pull it together.
Smile. So,
thing that I was going to suggest that you two use when you're out in the woods, the Jahari window.
Ooh, what is
Do
this?
folks know about this?
M'Baku?
No, he's not there. So last week I binged Being Mary Jane from last Saturday to this Saturday.
Let me stop. I keep forgetting that's a cultural thing.
So this came up on Being Mary Jane because it wanted to drag me. Being Mary Jane is really just an experiment in how to drag rhythm. That was what the whole show was. That was its purpose. That's why I avoided it for
Every
like 4 years.
Session starts with, how can we drag rhythm today?
How can we drag rhythm today?
There we go.
And so in one episode, the Jahari window came up. So it's like these 4 little squares, right? And it's like it's different boxes. So the first box is about yourself. It's like a self drag. This is how I drag myself.
Ooh.
Things that are known to others and things that are known to self. So things that other people know about me that I also know about me, right?
I feel like this is a drag.
The next box is things that are not known to myself, things that I don't know about myself that are known to others.
Oh my gosh.
The next box is things that are not known to others and things that are known to myself, right? So the things that I only know about myself. And then the other one is things that are not known to myself and things that are not known to others. And so
I only need one of them boxes.
Look.
And that's none of them.
So it's supposed to drag you, is essentially
but that's
what it's supposed to do. So I took a note when it came up on Mary Jane and I was like, I'm gonna do that. And then I've just decided that I like myself right now and I'm just not prepared.
By the time we got to the second box, I was having like a pre-panic attack.
Right.
I'm about to go do it right now because I hate myself right now. So like me and that bitch can box.
Actually, that's why I ended up watching Mary Jane. So I've been avoiding it for years because I knew it was going to be a drag. And then I was like, you're already sad right now. Just go ahead and
like,
fall into
a
it.
lot of like self-resentment. So like,
so just watch it. Just drag yourself while you're in the dragging.
Also, I'm really upset. And this is an aside, but I'm so Mark is our producer and he is a huge nerd. But he's a cute nerd, though. Balance out the karma. But he has a lot of like comic book shit around. And I just looked up, and there was Thanos' damn glove.
Yep, I just realized that too.
With the fucking 6 stones on it, and I am triggered.
I'm about to put it on.
Yeah.
No, my God.
Sorry, friends.
50% is way too cute.
We can't spoil.
Yeah,
Wars.
we're still in the
it's still the
spoiler zone.
It's still the spoiler zone. We can't spoil Xfinity Wars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Xfinity Wars.
It's something though. I think so many of my. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, I'm just groaning in agony.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That's fine.
So many of my friends, I feel like, are in the exact same place in life. And I feel like that just speaks to how trash capitalism and patriarchy and racism in America is, or are. But there's something that I feel like the universe has been offering me lately, which is exactly, I think that, what was that? Pareto squares? No, that's, what is this?
Jabari.
Jahari squares. I'm thinking of Pareto efficiencies. Shout out to economics nerds. But I feel like the universe has been offering me this same kind of space for a little bit now. I'm finishing finally, because I'm a slow reader. I'm finishing the Crunk Feminist collection and the collection of essays. They've all been incredibly, incredibly significant. But I'm just getting to a group of essays that are very specific about love and intentionality and what does feminism and like liberation politics look like in the realm of like romantic relationships and coupling and hookups, and like how do we reconcile the fact that we have these lofty visions and versions of ourselves in the world, and then we're also have to translate that into the world as it is. So it's like, what does it mean when you are talking to a guy who, this just actually happened. I was talking to a guy that seemed really, really cool, but then he really conveniently drifted into anti-trans shit. And I smelled it on the horizon. And as I smelled it, I changed the topic 4 times, trying to prevent him from getting the L.
Right.
Because I was like, this is not the correct response to it, but I want dick. So if I can prevent you from taking this L, I can prevent myself from responding to it.
Right.
But he was like fighting tooth and nail to take
He's
this
like,
L.
no, I want this L with all my spirit.
Oh yeah. Then he started going to his like gender essentialism, and I'm like, okay, so let's just deconstruct you right quick.
Here we go.
Before I send you home.
Nigga. And had to turn that off. And this is something that was borrowed from Toni Morrison explicitly, and then also James Baldwin and Bell Hooks, and just like a lot of thought leaders, is the idea that freedom begins the moment we recognize ourselves for ourselves. And the idea that like you can only riff what's on the known. And so like you can only inform, you can only grow by knowing intimately where the fuck you are, where you there. Like not trying to explain it, not trying to give any reason or rationale for what it is, but recognizing you for where the fuck you are. And that activity, I feel like, is exactly that, exactly what I need. Going into the woods, I feel like it's exactly that. I feel like at this point in my life, coming up on 33, so many of my theories about myself, so many of my ideas about myself are versions of me that were formed when I was in elementary school.
Wow.
And they have been revised over the years, but at core, they're still like who I thought I was when my world was creating when I was young. And a part of that this makes sense because I grew up in a house that was very violent and very abusive. But also it's that the idea of who I was in the world then is not who I am now.
Right.
And if I keep moving based on this idea, this real fear of who I am that was informed when I was a kid, then I'm not living up to my full potential, and no one can hold me accountable because I'm holding myself accountable. So I don't know. I feel like all of this is all speaking to that point that like just waking up, arriving into your body, like being who the fuck you are and starting the conversation from there. And regardless of whatever that person is or whoever that person is, like that's the beginning.
Right. This is who I am.
Yeah.
Make your decisions about that.
Word.
Because I'm making my decisions about who I'm bringing into the room.
Ooh.
And like who I'm choosing to engage with.
Ooh. I'm making my decisions about who I'm bringing into the room and who I choose to engage with. Ooh.
Yes. I feel like that's where I'm at 30 something.
Come through.
Jesus, I'm so old.
Good black don't crack.
That's all I got. I feel like God was like, sis, I'm not going to let you have a husband. I'm not going to let you have kids.
You have good black.
That's all I got for you. And I was like, okay, that's fine.
It's fine.
I'm taking it. Thank you. That's so funny. Don't crack. I don't have edges left. I don't know what's
what you want from me.
What you want from me to give you. I haven't edges. I thought I was growing my fro out.
Why? Why do you need froze?
It was like, hair for what?
When you can have no hair.
That is my struggle every summer. It starts to get hot, and I start to be like, I could just shave it, though. I could just shave it again.
Nope.
That was cute.
Keep her.
I'm trying.
You've worked on it.
I know. It's the only thing I've committed to that's giving me anything back.
Shave it all off.
Jesus.
I'm in the business of making other people bald.
Yes.
Let's make the world like me.
Amen.
Let's make the world bald.
Amen. 2 out of 3 bald femmes.
Word.
I mean, I feel like we have to be like a spectrum at all times.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
So we're a spectrum of baldness.
Because black people's a spectrum.
It is.
So my second thing to throw out, and I feel like we've gone through like 3, 4, 6 things just like in tangential conversation. Yes. Sorry, my roommate just texted me that she's giving me her ice cream.
I know that's right.
You
But
don't
what
care
flavor
about
is it, though?
my stomach at all. It is Supermoon. It is violet ice cream. So I love, and I'm low key a bougie bitch.
Supermoon, $10 a pint. Supermoon?
Yes.
Ooh,
She gave that shit to me.
That's love.
Whip.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is it a full pint?
A full pint.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh.
Bring a big
Yes.
to the studio right
That's
now.
love. It took me a second. Somebody loves
As
me,
soon as I
baby.
get this damn lower intestine back together, oh, she's eating it all.
Yes, ice cream.
They gave me ice cream yesterday and expect me not to have to go to the bathroom immediately.
I'm going to eat it tonight. And if I end up having to call out of work tomorrow, then that's just sad for them.
Yeah. You have to live your best
Sucks
life
to
now.
You know, honestly, I'm getting so close to the summer that it's like senioritis.
I'm
It's like
imagining.
teacher senioritis. I'm just like, I'm like, who even wants to learn today? Who wants to watch Boss Baby? Let's go outside and do a Big Hero 6 reenactment.
Yes.
Who wants to write? No, but my spring cleaning number 2 is you niggas.
Yes.
For real. There have been so many instances. And when I say you niggas, I'll be very clear. I'm talking to black cis men. Black
Praise
hetero
God.
cis men. Black cis het.
I'm just going to co-sign with the gay ones too. Go ahead now.
Listen,
Yes.
all right, bring them in.
Go ahead.
Bring them on in. If we lining them up,
Line them
Come
up.
on.
Line 'em up.
Come on.
you niggas, I'm really over it. Because when Darryl was talking about love without accountability and how like we bring black men into the picture and like, and then we're just like, oh my God, King, you did like this small thing that's expected of you anyway, and we clap for them.
Come on.
Why do we hold black women and femmes to a way higher standard than we ever have black cis men? My nigga. I saw a tweet that was like, Sierra reports that Future has missed 33% of his scheduled visits with his son.
Only 33?
Right.
And he said 64.
Good job for showing up at all.
Yeah.
You work hard. You famous. You on tour.
Which tweet had tens of thousands of fucking retweets?
Go ahead.
It said, all I see is a busy black man who has made 67% of those visits. Are you fucking kidding me?
Whereas she had to be there 110% of the time.
Right.
My
110%. You get
Right.
sick and you're not feeding him.
And
Guess
you
who's going to jail?
And it's black men under this fucking tweet caping because they're just like, well, you know, he made 67. Some fathers don't make any, and my father didn't make any.
And this is the problem with black
Thanks
women.
for the low bar.
Y'all expecting all of it. Y'all
Right.
expecting 100%.
Yes, we do. Especially when it comes to fucking kids. I don't understand. And like, I've never been a mother, so I don't get it.
Come through.
But I have been without one.
But
And I have been without a father.
What you have to do is raise these niggas, though.
And
What you have to do is raise these niggas.
I ain't never birthed a nigga, but I raised a couple.
Niggas.
Okay? So here we are.
Come on.
My whole thing is, you cannot sit there and say, oh, well, he made 67% of the visits. So like,
So what?
the bar is on the floor.
On the floor.
The bar is on the fucking
Beneath
floor.
the floor.
And they were like, well, he's touring.
But he also has
no,
a
he's
child.
not. No, he's not. What is the last? Future has not uttered a word since Molly Purple Sex. He hasn't said a damn thing since Mask Off.
Right.
Okay? He's not touring.
not touring.
That goddamn. No, he's not. Okay? And second off, like, even if he was touring, they're pre-scheduled visits. They're scheduled. It's a schedule, girl.
And also, these are
the
same dudes that were mad at Russell being involved in his life.
Yeah,
like that was disrespectful,
right? Like,
so no one should fill in.
Nobody should bother
this person full time.
Nobody.
Full time love and affection.
Nope.
So like what you're saying is you care more about the ego of this man who does not care about his child than the child.
You didn't realize that the most fragile resource in this world is cis men ego? You didn't realize that?
Child.
Where have you been?
Jesus Christmas. And I just feel, oh my God. It's so true. Cis het black men are the weakest link.
Nigga.
They are weakest link. There's every single standard is on the fucking floor. And then you have straight women caping and writing so fucking hard. And that's another thing
culture of
that I'm cleaning out.
Pick me.
That's another thing. I am cleaning out straight women who date homophobic, transphobic, violent, misogynistic black men. I'm cleaning them out.
And adding to this again, I'm cleaning out gay men who cape for them same niggas.
All the way.
Cape for them same niggas when it does not benefit you at all.
Throw the whole culture away.
Nigga.
Throw the whole culture away. And because I'm thinking like, because I have had a quasi couple friends who are straight women who I've followed their boyfriends because it's like, oh yeah, like gang, like fam, you follow me, fun. Then your boyfriend gonna retweet some homophobic shit, and I'm like, y'all been dating for 6 months. How did this get past the checkpoint?
Right?
How is this still here?
That's why you weren't there. No one
How is this still
accountable.
here? And like, sis, don't hit me up. Don't be in my dyke ass inbox when your boyfriend is tweeting homophobic things. You have someone else to talk to. You have more important business to tend to. Like, because if you are gonna sit there and let this violence thrive at the expense of my life and my safety, you're not my fucking friend.
Right.
Like, throw them all away. You don't care. You really don't care.
Because at least he's there.
Because at least he's
there. Because at least there's available dick. At least there's available affection.
I've really been grappling with the idea of like, okay, so like, is being a straight woman like having to eventually settle for someone who is violent?
No. Ask me how I know.
How do you know?
You just stay single forever. Everything's fine.
I'm tired. I'm just tired.
But that's real. And that's a real, I mean, something that you hit on. That is a real part of being a cis woman who's dating cis dudes is, I mean, that's literally like first date conversation for me. Cause like, I just want to get it out the way. Yeah. I don't want to like you and then find out you're homophobic. Like, let's just talk about it on the first date. Yeah. And like people look at me like, I mean, never a person that I've asked, but other people that know that I ask that kind of thing on first dates. But they look at me like, wow, that's really heavy on the... No, that's really basic. It's pretty basic.
Because it starts from there. Like, if we can't even agree that, like, trans people are people, that women deserve rights, and have a voice, and that we shouldn't beat up LGBT folks because they exist...
Then why are we having a second date?
So what else do we have to talk about?
Right.
Dick in sports.
And I don't have to talk to get that.
Exactly.
I don't have to interact with anyone to get that.
So that's why that's on a first date question, because it is, and it's hard, especially like if you're dating, 30 to 40-year-olds.
Yep.
It's like, you were raised in a whole period where this was like not only okay, because I think it still is in a lot of ways now, but it was like okay publicly.
Yes.
So you gotta get that question out the way.
Yes. Because if there's any question, if there's any gray space in your answer, if there's any hesitation in your answer, anything less than full-blooded support, then we, again,
I'm not... time.
And this, I'm here for this episode. Because I think one thing that people do is just clap for people getting to just the starting line.
Right.
But we have an entire culture dedicated to discounting folks who can't even make it there.
Right.
Like giving them whatever they need for us to agree that the floor is no longer the floor.
And what do we already agree on about discounts?
It's not like you can't.
It costs what it costs.
It does. And that's the thing. And to treat that as the like compatibility. But those values get so harder when you do get older, when all your peer group is getting married and having these kind of like achieving these kind of like objective standards of like
adulthood,
personhood. Really, adulthood and personhood. And it's harder and harder to hold those values because those values cost more.
Yes.
But then like the flip side, and it's something that like even though you know it, is that the other folks who are getting married, like they're not dealing with this.
Right.
Like no, like that's still trash. It's a trash dude who's raising trash kids now, and I'm not wishing this on anyone, but like the shit is just going to implode at some other point.
Right.
Yeah. Once again, People are dying, Karen. So if you have to not go on a second date with him, then just
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
But then especially when you think it's like, what does it cost you to not hate women? What does it cost you to not hate gay folks? What does it cost you to not hate trans folks? And if all it's going to cost you is not being able to tell this joke,
a whole lot of self-reflection, and niggas hate that.
Nigga.
Self-reflection is always too expensive for these niggas. So
when people start thinking about themselves, then you can't deny the fact that they are in pain. They can't deny the fact that they're in pain, and they've been in pain for a long time, and probably can't tease apart who they are outside of that pain, and then don't have answers to the pain.
And you know what
and
sucks?
then shame people who get help for mental health issues.
When cis black men finally admit that they're in pain, in order to run from that, the first thing they blame is their mother.
Of course, and then probably the closest feminine women to them.
Absolutely.
I've seen and like been around and like even been in a relationship with like so many cis black men.
I call that dad.
Who like will just.
I call that brother.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
They'll just like enact violence on women, and just like the way they speak to them and the way they talk about them and the way they think about them and just the things that they say and think, because they're so upset about their childhood. And realistically, you're not upset about your mom. You're upset at your dad for leaving and that your mom didn't chase him hard enough. But you didn't realize how much it took your mom to run.
And you also don't realize the price your mother paid to even say that she loves this man.
Right?
Like the price your mother pays.
Because
she will never tell you.
You can't see men as doing anything wrong either.
Of course not. Of course not. Because again, to question that would also be, and to question your daddy would be to question the poor decisions you make in regards to women and sexual partners. Like, and then the violence that you exact that you're trying to call something other than violence. And male culture, cis male culture, gay or straight, works really beautifully to support the violence that cis men enact on other bodies. And more importantly, we measure your authenticity and your ability to be a real man by the access you have on other bodies and the ability to demand things from those other bodies without giving anything up for it. Absolutely. The better you're able to do that, the more real man you are. And that's also why gay men are so seduced by masculinity, because the shit is bullshit. Yeah. It's like if you're gay, but you can prove that you don't like these niggas, that you can get a femme or a woman or anyone to do whatever you want and give nothing in return, then you real.
So when it comes down to it, like the game of masculinity is all just how much can I get for nothing?
Yeah.
How much can I take and have no accountability? Yeah. Which is why I say you niggas love white people. You act just like them. Because that's the whitest thing I've ever heard.
Low standards is racism. Low standards is racism. And to be fair, we institute that shit in school. Like, you're a black boy who can't read when you're in 8th grade, and I'm not downing you, because I love people who are functionally illiterate from the Philadelphia school district. But the reality is that helping these niggas is not passing them along.
I'm gonna sit this one out.
Come through. It's not passing them along.
I'm
like
sit this
the
one
tyranny
out.
and racism and low expectations. No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to sit
Come on.
this one out.
Say it.
Drink some water.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
My rent, so I'm gonna sit this one out.
Yeah, there you go. Self-care. But that's what it is, though.
No, that's real.
It's the tyranny of low expectations, and white folks ain't got, I ain't gonna say all white folks, but white folks ain't got the problem of holding people to higher. Liberal white folks ain't got problems lowering and watering down expectations, because they call that shit like race progress.
Right.
Really, no, all you're doing is making it okay for these people to not see the shackles.
It's
that
just
you're
the
putting
remix to white supremacy. It's still white supremacy.
Oh my god!
You just threw some. You just threw some more raisins in it. Like, it's the same recipe.
Taylor Swift.
It's the same nasty potato salad.
Oh my god!
You just put some extra walnuts.
How much Miracle Whip do you like in your potato salad?
Oh my god!
But that's what it is. It's like,
No, it is.
If you can't hold it accountable, you can't love it. You can't love it. Because love and accountability doesn't exist separately in this world.
I'm so dragged today, like on a spiritual level.
But it also is a self-drag too, because it reminds me of how my response to the pervasive myth that there is not enough love, and particularly not enough love from good black men in this universe, how easy I am to water down and to reinterpret values and standards and boundaries for the sake of just having you fucking there.
Can you stop, please?
And this is shit. And how me doing that in relationships, romantic relationships with men, is me just echoing me trying to keep my daddy in my childhood home. Me trying to get him to choose me is echoed in me trying to get all these other niggas to choose me in these fucked up relationships.
Oh, God.
When my therapist told me that.
My chest.
You want to talk about not having hair? Me walking in there feeling like I had a good day, and she being like, so how does it feel? This is what this lady told me. And to be fair, I was about to make a very bad decision with a very bad guy. And she couldn't think of any other way to stop me except for saying this.
Shout out to her.
Yes.
Shout out to Teresa.
Yes. Like, how does it feel, Darryl, to know that every man you've ever loved has left you, starting with your dad?
Ooh.
When she asked me that, I went from smiling to bawling within the course of 30 seconds. And she was like, so now that we're here, let's pick you back up and figure out why is it that you are trying to do this? Like, what's going on here?
Ooh, Jesus, my chest.
But that's some real shit.
Love you, Dad.
Oh, love my dad, but it's a complicated love.
Oh, and it's definitely his fault.
Nigga.
It's totally his fault.
And it's a love that's based in accountability, which is also why we have a hard time connecting as father and son in 2018. Because it's like, no, I love you, which means that I'm not going to forget the fact that you are trash.
Yeah.
And that you've been trash for most of my life. But me recognizing that you are trash is also me recognizing who the fuck I am. Because nigga, I'm you. Like, I'm you.
Thanks.
I've been trying to chase you and trying to date you and trying to love you and heal you for a very long time.
Yes.
Release me, nigga.
And keep you.
Nigga.
Yeah.
When at the end of the day, like, it's not like you ain't like, it's not me. You wasn't running from me. You're running from you.
Right.
You're 53 and you've been running from you for a long time.
Oh,
I just happen to look like you. And my last name, I have a junior in my name.
Ooh.
Daryl just Thanos the shit out of us.
We didn't deserve. I didn't do anything to deserve this.
Daryl just fucking rolled up in his bitch like Thanos. You would have thought there was an Infinity Stone in my edges. He took it.
This is what I'm after this movie, I was asking, like, if I had an Infinity Stone, where would it be? And I was like, I guarantee you my Infinity Stone is in my butt. Like, I guarantee. I have, like, the bottom Infinity Stone.
Before you said it, I knew that your Infinity Stone was in your butt.
Okay.
And, like, the way to access it would have to be through my butt. And, like, if the children, if Thanos came, they'd be like, Darryl, so do you want to bend over? Do you want, like... You want us to get
and
you
you'd be like,
first?
party.
Hell yes. Gang.
Gang.
I'm done.
Thanos do look like a top.
Thanos was the top of my dreams.
Yeah, it's top of your dreams.
Top of my dreams. Put that glove on and let's go.
His chin look like Raisinets.
I'm not doing this with either of you.
It do. It do.
Red, black, and green banjo on the front of Taylor Swift singing.
My God.
I'm sorry, I'm not getting over this.
Oh my God.
Did you see the red, black, and green banjo?
No, I didn't. Because I didn't listen. I didn't opt in.
Image.
I've been just not opting into things. This whole Kanye thing, I didn't opt in. I didn't opt into Kanye at all.
That's you have to.
I did not opt in.
I mean, you have to take a break because it's been some tragic. The culture's been taking some hits lately.
Oh, the culture's been taking. But I didn't opt. I opted in, but I didn't opt in because of Kanye. I opted in because of Chance.
See, I'm annoyed that Kanye got Chance out here looking like a chicken with his head cut off.
Yeah.
Because honestly, what it looked like to me was just like the baby cousin being like,
Yes.
Yeah.
hey, don't do that. I don't do that to him.
That's what it was.
And then niggas was like, oh, so you Chance is a white supremacist Trump supporter?
what it
And Chance
was.
is like,
Oh no!
I just wanted to sing about Jesus and rap about drugs. I'm gonna sit back down. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go put my hat back on.
I don't know exactly what he said. Well, what I read,
He
I mean,
didn't say
100%, I don't think the Democrats are shit.
What you read
That's
was
what
what
I-
he said.
Yeah, no.
You read everything he said.
Yeah, he
All
said
he
it.
said was
but it was
black
just,
people don't have to be
his
Democrats.
timing was fucked up.
Okay,
Chance
I'm
told
there.
no
I'm there.
lies,
It's
but
just
his
the timing.
timing.
Yeah.
This wasn't
Chance
the
was
right
just
time.
like, black people don't have to be Democrats, which is
Fair.
true because.
But you can't say that's right now because the conversation
and like
that we're having.
Chance's context was like the history of like Democrats in Chicago specifically
shit.
and how they've fucked up like
Yeah.
Chicago neighborhoods.
Which he knows firsthand because of his dad.
Yeah,
Who's one of those Democrats.
yeah,
Yeah.
But like, you can't say that in the same breath as defending Kanye because right now Kanye is aligning himself with a white supremacist.
Right.
So maybe not now.
Not now.
And in his long apology, he did say that he was like, yeah, my timeline was fucked up. My bad.
Yeah.
In
Which
those
was-
words exactly.
That was all I needed from him. I
That's
adore
real.
him.
That's real. Okay.
And I've lost enough that I was just like,
Yeah.
Chance, please don't
Yeah.
do this to me because I will abandon you.
I need an idol right now.
I need one.
I need at least
It just-
one,
it just, you make me happy.
and I need for you to be you.
That's what I
Just
need.
chill.
So I was happy that he put out his apology, and then I felt like it was like,
because I saw his
heartfelt and
tweets.
well meant.
Because I do follow him,
Right.
And when I saw his tweets, I knew exactly like how he was trying to say it, but I also knew what was going to happen to him.
yeah.
I was just like,
That's why I was
ooh,
watching, like,
ooh.
please stop, please.
Not now,
stop,
Chancellor.
stop.
Not now, Chancellor.
Sometimes you try to save people from their L's.
Look, and you can't.
No, people are entitled,
Especially
to the L's.
Kanye level L's.
You have.
I
and
know.
You know?
And it's great because Kanye was never. I know people who like. So Prince is my like. I think version of that for people. Like when people have like artists who are like, this is the person that like
they're above reproach.
Yeah. So, and even Prince ain't above reproach. But Prince is that guy for me, or that person for me. When so I don't have that connection to Kanye. I think Kanye makes amazing music. I definitely think he's an artistic genius. I don't think there's a question about that. So this whole like Kanye reverence is something I don't necessarily get, but I do. But there are people who are actually really hurt right now because of Kanye, like absolutely deeply hurt.
Kanye is a lot to a lot of people, and like I personally, I really, really vibe with College Dropout and Late Registration and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. The other albums, I like have certain bops off of them, but like I sort of just stopped after 808s, or even like during 808s, I was like, all right, whatever. But even me like having that little bit of Kanye's repertoire, you know, just like saved on my title was hurt.
That's real.
And then immediately opted out. Like I don't even ride for Kanye the way everybody else does, but like just knowing what this nigga used to be on versus what this nigga is on, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I'm not with the shits.
It's something, I think, it's something because as we were talking about this, I'm also thinking about like Bobby Seale, who was a panther, but who sells barbecue sauce and like has raised money for Republicans now. So it's like, there is something.
Life comes at you fast.
It does. And like there has to be something about that. Like there's something more to it than what we're seeing. Like, because that happens to a lot of like real Black people.
What I think is
the seduction of whiteness. I don't
even
know.
if you try to work within the confines of the system, and I'm talking like Democrat, Republican, whatever, even if you call yourself working against the Republicans, because the reality is the Republicans are not our enemy. And let me put this in context. America's our fucking enemy.
Right.
The whole damn place, the whole country, white supremacy is our fucking enemy. So even if you're working like within the system, but you're like, oh, I'm a Democrat, I'm gonna go in and change things. You're still within the confines of this system, and there is an end game.
Yes.
People on your side are not on your side, they're on their side.
Yes. Right.
Because at the end of the day, what you're working toward, the game is you dying. What you're working toward is to like sustain and maintain America, and all America wants to do is kill you.
Right.
So you're like, I'm going in to make America better. No, you're going in to make America great again.
Right.
No matter which side of the room you're standing on, these are the shoulders upon which you stand. The end game is your own death. So like, if you're working within the confines of the system at all, like this is, and you don't know it, obviously, that's not why you come into it.
Of course.
But any kind of political, you know, like with if you're opt into being a politician, even if you're on the side of the people, you're not on the side of the people.
You can't be anymore.
You can't be.
That's politics when you being on the side of the people ends is when you actually enter the game. As a participant.
Absolutely.
It's anti-person.
Yeah. So shout out to Chance for putting out his apology.
Word.
I can't lose any more faves. I haven't lost any faves this year. I don't think any of my faves have taken major L's. I mean, I think my faves have been winning. So Kendrick is one of my faves. He's probably my like singular problematic fave, and like he's winning.
B is still my problematic fave, and you all know there's no contest.
I still haven't seen Coachella.
What?
I haven't either.
I'm saving it for a bad day, but I feel like at this point the bad day isn't coming. Well, watch tomorrow. It's gonna be a train wreck.
Listen, hold on.
Watch tomorrow.
Don't call her because she show up.
Yeah, she did.
My thing is, I was out of town when it happened and was traveling for like most of the days following, and I need to be able to sit with it uninterrupted.
Same.
And so it's the same reason I haven't listened to Janelle Monáe yet. So Janelle Monáe's new project came out 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And until I can like completely have uninterrupted time to listen to the whole thing straight through, not doing anything else, then I can't get to it.
I have not watched Dirty Computer because I feel like I have too much pressure to like Dirty Computer. Like everyone likes Dirty Computer. All the queers are all over it. And I just feel like, and all of my friends are like, I love it. I know if I watch it, I'm going to fall in love. So I just haven't, because I just don't have the emotional capacity to fall in love right now.
And she's winning.
I'm so happy she's winning because I feel like, so I'm definitely like one of her like early fans.
Yeah,
same.
And there actually aren't that many people I can say that about. And I'm so, because I just remember like listening to like some of her early work and people just being like, she's just weird to be weird. And I'm like, you're just a hater to be a hater.
Yeah.
And here she go. Years
later.
Being
Because I think I
winning.
mentioned on this show that I saw her early enough that she was performing at Johnny Brenda's.
Oh.
Like,
I would have loved.
You know how tiny.
I would have loved to see Janelle Monáe and Johnny Brendas.
She was everything.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was amazing. And actually, I was like hanging with some people who knew like some people in her band, and the person that I went with.
God.
Well, the person I went with is the person who knew the people in her band, and so she had the chance to like meet her. But she just got so worked up about like that's how excited she was about the possibility. She was just like, "I'm gonna ruin it. We got to go home." And so like we left. But yeah, like so I'm just really happy that she's like doing so well and like doing it the way that she wants to do it.
Yeah.
So I'll get to that soon. That'll be like my next good thing for myself.
I'll watch it soon.
I haven't gone to a concert this year. And so I'm debating whether it's going to be Lizzo. Well, Lizzo's with, I want to say Halsey or Lizzo's opening for someone. I don't want to see who she's opening for.
Oh, yeah, no.
I just want to actually have a
I would go with
concert.
you and see her and then leave.
Yeah, same.
And
if you want to make that move.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Lizzo is going to be in New York, and then Janelle Monáe, who's not stopping in fucking Philadelphia.
She's not.
Will be in New York though. But I kind of feel like I need to be at Lizzo's joint. Lizzo has saved me.
Look.
Yes.
Lizzo has saved me.
Tell me.
Nigga, coconut oil.
Look. That's what I'm about to put on these edges that you ripped out today.
Oil.
I just love her so much. And like to see somebody like
come at it. Come on.
To see like her have my body and just be so and she just
so beautiful,
yes.
so thick, so unashamed,
so free,
yes,
so naked,
yes. And so damn so damn proud of each and every aspect of who she is,
yes.
And makes all those aspects speak for her success.
Yes,
it's like no, I am big, and you're gonna love the fact that I am big and that I'm beautiful.
Yes,
some fucking coconut oil.
I love her.
Sorry, that song
I adore
because I've listened to the song before, but I think it's just lately because my mood has been very much like Darryl, you're arriving. Like,
yes.
I don't know if your house is ready. I don't know if you know your house is ready, but guess what? You have an occupant. So get this shit ready. And I feel like because I'm arriving and I've heard the song so often, but one day I was washing up and I had the song blasting. And for some reason, I just started listening. And I thought I needed someone to love, but it was never enough. Was it? I think that's it.
Yeah, and all I needed was some coconut oil.
Listen.
Whew. Yeah.
So I think I need to see her. It's the story.
But wait, where is she?
She's going to be in New York on the 4th, I think.
Of May?
I think so. Let me see, because if that's the case and if she's opening, I don't think the tickets are going to be that expensive.
I just pay rent. That's chalk. But you know what? Have a ball.
I just paid the last part of my rent for this month.
What's rent?
Fuck rent.
Last year.
You don't. You just keep living there and singing songs,
Nigga.
lighting candles.
Yeah.
Rent
all
is
you
a trap.
do.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Crackheads and
I can never pronounce this fucking name. It's Ham or is it Haim? I think it's Ham. I say Ham.
Haim.
I don't know that person. I don't know her.
It's one of those like white girl welcome to my kitchen singers.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I have a couple of songs that I fucks with Haim, but I don't
know who that is. I don't also know why Lizzo's not coming to Philly. She stopped in Philly last year when I didn't get to go and gave Miriam my ticket.
It was great. Thanks. It was a great show.
Coconut oil wasn't enough. I was like, girl, I can't get out of bed.
She took my recommendation on where to eat.
Do this.
It was great.
I love her.
I want to touch her butt.
Yes,
Like,
Lizzo's butt.
A mutual butt touch. If we could touch each other's butts,
then you'd be set.
then I'd be set.
And you guys are like the same age-ish.
Yeah, we have the same
I feel like
body.
she just turned 25 the other day.
And she's a Taurus, and I'm an Aries.
She's what?
And she's a Taurus.
Yeah.
She's one of your people.
Are you serious?
Her birthday was the other day.
Are you serious?
Happy birthday, Lizzo!
Hey, Lizzo, are you serious?
Yeah.
That actually just did everything for me.
She's
I
one
don't
of
know why I didn't
yours.
realize she was a Taurus.
She's
She's
one
one
of
of
yours.
yours.
And now that you say it, it makes sense. She's built like a Taurus.
Yes.
Plenty to go around.
Am I built like a Virgo? I want to be built like somebody.
Yeah, you are. You built like a Virgo.
You a John.
You built like a Virgo. I'm
trying to be a John.
Like it's like the welcoming in, but also crash against my choppy waters. Like
Yes.
that's what it is. It's like siren songs.
I'm gonna say siren songs.
Yes, that's what it is.
Siren songs.
When I think of Virgo, that's all I hear. That's all I see.
Gonna be the name of my indie album.
Siren songs.
Siren songs.
When I abandon black culture and start singing like Florence and the Machine.
I mean, Let it go, sis.
Didn't Miriam used to like Migos?
And I love Florence. This makes it even more.
Have you heard her new song?
I'm going to abandon. I don't know how I'm going to abandon. I'm going to go back. You said I'm going to abandon black culture and just be Florence. Just come out on stage with just scarves. I'm gonna have scarves.
Yeah, just scarves on scarves on scarves.
Yeah, and just
just wave like I'm at the edge of a fucking cliff, and there's a lighthouse behind me, and I'm like saying metaphors that may or may not be about a gruesome death or a blooming love.
It's always about the same thing.
This is not me banging on Florence because I love her. That's my bitch.
But that's you being Florence.
That's me being Florence.
All you need is a harp.
Dead ass. So he played a harp behind me. And knives and roses.
I want this album.
Love.
I would definitely buy it.
And sometimes we're below.
I wouldn't buy it. I would stream
we're
it.
above.
I'm done. My stomach.
And on that note, friends,
Let's go.
everything's great.
Everything is everything.
We have spring cleaned the
Everything is
scents out of
lovely.
this show.
Every day is sunny. I don't need your money.
Shout out to spring, though. I feel like my mood is going to be...
Yeah, depression. I don't know her. Is she a band? Whatever.
I know her. She's
is she?
somewhere. But shout out to Spring though. Shout out to Taurus.
She's right outside in the car. She's our Uber.
Outside of the car, like bitch, come on. We on a schedule.
Get in the back.
She's like, I was waiting for you to get done recording. You ready?
What we gonna go do? Lay
I
down.
never abandon you. I'm always right outside.
Never let me go. Never let me go.
Yes.
My depression at me.
You are so
Never
good.
let me go.
You're so
Oh yeah. Once Florence gets introduced to the conversation, she is the conversation.
Yes, Florence.
Oh, Florence is gonna be in New York.
When?
May
Where?
12th.
Huh? That's my birthday.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's gonna be on your birthday, but it's an intimate show for $70.
Oh well then.
Right? That was my pause too.
She playing games. She got new music out?
Yeah,
She has,
she
like,
has.
a new
Yeah,
song?
she has a new
Oh.
song out,
I
and
think-
she's apparently come out with an album. To
Okay.
accompany the
Y'all
new song.
thought.
But like, since I know
We'll
every
see.
single song in her discography, I'm really tempted to just like skate up there.
That's how I feel.
I'm here
too. You
for
said
it.
May
Life
12th.
is short.
See, that's also
Life is
the taco
short. Go to your
festival,
favorite
which is what I was going
Before
to
I
do.
got paid, my friend hit me up and he was like, "Hey, you're gonna go see Florence?" And I was like, "Nah, that's too expensive. That's too steep." He's like, "Sure, she'll be touring soon." Then I got paid, and now I'm like, "I'm gonna go see Florence."
Yes.
Like, I can afford it. No, I can't.
May 12th.
No, I can't.
In New York.
May 12th in New York. Florence and the Machine.
I can make a
feel
whole
like we're
day of
really
that.
alienating a lot of our listeners. If any of you are into neurotic white women, look up Florence and the Machine.
Think
know-
Dennis Joplin, but
Those
in
people
2018.
already know Florence.
Yeah, they
Okay,
do.
good.
Like if that's your
If they-
people,
yeah, if they're into neurotic white
Yeah.
women, she's
they already
like
know.
the neurotic white
yeah,
woman.
they're on it.
And she speaks to me. She's always have spoken to me.
Oh yeah.
I only know
St.
the
Jude is
singles.
the story of my,
Oh my
love
God.
life. St. Jude is the story of my love life.
Sounds like extra dragging. I don't need.
No, it's a drag.
No.
Oh, it's the
Her whole
song.
discography is a
That's all drag.
dragging.
St. Jude is the patron saint of lost causes.
Nigga.
Wow.
So,
Nigga. I've been
So
like
that's my whole
walking
love life.
around just like, oh, she also has, and we should probably like cut off air and talk about this, whatever.
Yeah.
She has a movie thing to go with how big, how
Are you serious?
How beautiful. Yeah. I have a white gay friend who put me on.
okay.
That's something I don't have.
Yup. I have one white gay friend. I keep one white gay.
I don't have any
He's
white
great.
gays.
Because when I'm into some like sad white girl
have
shit,
that
he's like,
emotion,
bitch,
so-
do you have
He's
wine?
like, I got you.
And I'm like, bitch, I have wine. And he's like, oh, well, let's listen to Stevie Nicks.
We can't talk about. This would be a whole other episode.
Because this really did just take that took me somewhere.
So
We went to the Lord concert together. So
Stevie Nicks' first birth name is Stephanie. And when I found that out as a kid, I was like, my name is now Stevie.
oh,
My parents were like, go sit down. I love. One of my friends for my birthday one year, photoshopped a picture of me and Stevie Nicks.
oh,
That's my girl. And that season of
American Horror Story.
I was
Yep.
like, what?
Yep.
You were losing
Yep.
it, weren't
This
you?
is a thing?
Yep.
I was losing it too.
Yeah.
I was losing
My
it
spirit.
when she hopped up on that screen.
Look. Anyway, so www.3blackfemmes.
Because you got to stop it.
That's where we are.
That's where we are. So we're ending off.
Hit us
Also,
up.
Facebook.com
Oh, yeah.
/3 Black Femmes, Twitter.com
And Twitter.com /3 Black Femmes.
Instagram.com, no?
Yeah.
It's Instagram, 3 Black Femmes on Instagram.
Absolutely.
Find
We
us
don't
there
post
as well.
nothing, but we on there.
We'll post shit, but we there, girl. We're there.
But this is the thing. I feel like if you are not following us on our social media, you need to, because we are running promotions and we're just running cool, fun shit just when we can.
Which promotion are we currently running?
We are running, or spaces are. Is this going to be out by then?
I don't know the answers. I don't know why y'all started saying it.
I mean, is Wizard World Comic Con going to be done by the time this comes out? I don't think so. But they can also get the discount though too, right? For then when okay. So yeah, Spaces, our production company, has teamed up with Wizard World Comic Con to bring the best of 3 Black Femmes and then also all of our sister podcasts.
Yes.
To the world of you being your best self and being lit and being nerdy. And being femmy, all in the same space at the same time.
Yes.
So if you go on to Spaces Production, our production company again.
Spaces Productions. I don't know why all my theme music is like 70s black exploitation.
You can go directly to the website or Facebook, or you can just follow 3 Black Femmes on Facebook. And one of our last posts are going to be the actual contest. Just go onto the post, list your favorite superhero, and that cannot be Miriam, that cannot be or Miriam, that cannot be Steph, and that cannot be Darryl. And then you can enter yourself into a chance to win a free 4-day pass. I think it's 2 passes to Wizard World Comic Con. And if at the time that you hear this, that is already done, you can still get a 20% off coupon code.
Yes.
And you can also take me, because I put out on the first date.
Yay!
So so there you go.
And Darryl is a superhero.
I am.
Power bottom.
Oh my God.
Yes. Power bottom.
Power bottom.
I feel so seen. So fucking seen.
All right, that's an episode.
Bye.
Bye.